We're looking here at a Stihl 044 Magnum. This is a 70.7 cc saw or 4.31 cubic inch. These saws, this is an early 044. The Magnum sticker is off of later model saw right there in the box, air filter box from the later model. Earlier ones didn't originally have the Magnum sticker. Being an early model, this one is rated 5.1 horse, whereas your later 044s are rated, I believe, 5.4. But I've used both, and really you can't tell just a whole lot of difference. But this is a 50 millimeter bore by 36 millimeter stroke, and this is the 10 millimeter wrist pin version piston. Later ones had the 12 millimeter, and if you had the 12 millimeter piston pin, that would allow you to upgrade to the 52 millimeter bore from an 046, make it a little bigger. But this one, being a 10 millimeter version, means you pretty much are stuck with the 50 millimeter, which is fine. It makes plenty of power. This one here has a 25 inch Stihl Roll-O-Matic E-Super. That's the solid bar. That's a solid steel bar, replaceable sprocket nose. 25 inch bar chain, and that's a full comp, full chisel, 3/8 pattern chain. This particular one has the 3/8 7-tooth rim drive sprocket. This one here features this has been an older model. Your newer ones had the decompression valve right here, but this is just a standard one without decompression. And this one has that Stihl elasto start handle. What that is, you go to pull it, it's like got a built-in shock absorber in the handle that takes away some of your compression load. This particular saw right here builds about 145, 100 to 150 pound of compression on the cylinder. I've done several. I've had this thing about a year and a half, and on the really bigger trees, man, it has plenty of power. I've got a full skip chisel chain for that one too, and if you put the full skip chain on it, it really rips. It does a really good job cutting. 5.1 horsepower. It's about more horsepower than any average person would ever need for a saw. But this one here on my bigger trees that I cut, it does really, really well. I've done several upgrades to this particular model. For one, be the elasto start handle. Originally it had a standard one. That really does smoothen the starting process out when you go to start it. This one also features a large West Coast style clutch cover, and you got your rubber flap right there that protects your gas tank in case the chain throws. That rubber will take the brunt of the force instead of your gas tank, and that helps too if you're noodling, like pulling the big long noodles. And the bigger chips, it'll help direct a lot of those chips down away from the operator. Sort of acts like a mud flap in a way for a saw. It just keeps stuff directed to the ground, not quite as messy. A little extra protection on that side. And this one also has the dual port muffler cover. And this being an older 044, it also has the larger exhaust outlet in the box, and then I put this dual port on the front, and that seems to help it a little bit as far as power goes. It does help them. It does open them up a little better. The later 044s have probably like a 3/8 inch hole for the exhaust outlets, all they have, and this one right here has probably about a 3/4 or bigger, and it's plenty enough power. And this one has the regular HD air filter setup. You've just got your regular air filter. Here's the pre-cleaner sleeve. Here's the filter itself. And then right inside the filter right here, you've got the inner filter, which is the foam. And it's a really heavy duty setup. It works really well in a lot of dusty conditions. But since I've had it, it's been a really good saw. Like I said, the earlier one's about 5.1 horse, about 13,500 RPM wide open, no load speed. These generally have a Walbro carburetor, and these are just really good saws still made. They rate it from anywhere, you can run anywhere from a 16 to a 32-inch bar and chain is what they rate it. But personally, for my own taste, I would never put more than a 28 on this particular saw. 28-inch bar is about 3-4 inches longer than the one I have on it. But this 25 I have on, that's just Stihl. It says 25, but it's Stihl's version of a 24. And that is more than sufficient for cutting most of the trees around this area. But no, it's just a real good, another real powerful saw Stihl made right there.